Hello everyone, James here from JVC Paints. I've got a new video here today for you guys. It is my latest Army for Bolt Action. This is Army number 30, I believe. For me, painted and done and based and ready to rock and roll. This is my Imperial Japanese Paratroopers. Before I start, I just wanted to give big thanks to the people who subscribed recently and make their subscriptions public. Bishop Blank, Wargamer Spud, Mark Skill Models, and Hamilcar Barkas. Thanks very much, guys. I'm getting to 500. I was actually kind of excited. I think it was Wednesday. I was 500, and I told my wife, and she said, "Yeah, so what?" But I was excited, and then I came home and I'd lost like 2 or 3. I was like, oh, I was gutted. So we'll see. Hopefully after this video, I'll be back up to 500. Anyway, so these guys are the Teishin Shundan, which means raiding group. The actual word for paratrooper in Japanese is Rakusen, Guntai. These are actually, the full name of these guys would be the Dai Nippon Teikoku Rikugun Koku Butai Teishin. So that means Dai Nippon Teikoku means the Greater Japanese Empire, which would include, Korea and Taiwan. Rikugun means army. Koku Butai means like air division or air force. So, and then Teishin Shudan means raiding force. So let's get started. We'll go over here real quick and talk about the squads. So I've got 4 big infantry squads here. 10-man squad. We've got, right here, we've got the NCO, we've got a guy with an SMG, we've got an LMG and his loader. Here's the guy with the anti-tank grenade. I'm just going to move so maybe you can see this guy a little bit better. You can actually see his anti-tank grenade and his bent bayonet. Oh, jeez. I'll be talking about the figures here in a second, too. And then we rounded out with some rifles. The next unit as well here, we've got an NCO. He's got the sword out. We've got the LMG here with the loader. There's the anti-tank grenade guy. There's the extra SMG guy. And then we've got rounded out with some rifles as well. The back is a similar squad, except they don't have anti-tank grenades. But they're pretty much identical. We've got the LMG here. NCO would be this guy with the SMG. There's the loader, another SMG, and then more guys here. The final squad is over here. These guys are just veteran grenadiers. They've got, the NCO has an SMG here. We've got 2 knee mortars in the front with their buddies in the back, backing them up. And then these are 11-man, so we've got another 6 guys there with rifles. Over here for support, I've got a medium machine gun. It was actually a heavy machine gun, but I decided to make it a medium machine gun for game purposes. Then we have the flamethrower team here. We got a flamethrower team, and then we've got an officer here who's the first lieutenant, and he's got 2 extra buddies there, and they both have SMGs. And then finally, we have an air observer here with this guy, and there's the airplane that's going to come screaming in. So I'll talk a little bit about the figures themselves and stuff like that. The figures, I bought them from Great Escape Games. I believe they're by a company called Harbor Designs. I'll show you the box here real quick and get it in here. Harbor Designs. They come in this box. And I was kind of actually gutted, so this was not the list I wanted to make. Because here's the AT gun, and you'll notice there's a very, very important piece of this gun missing, which is the actual gun. So I've got the wheels, I've got the shield, I've got the carriage, but I've got no gun. So I'm going to be making an order with the Great Escape probably in a month or so for their Danish army. So I'm going to mention it in a note. If they replace it, that's great. If they don't, I also have the British 6-pounder, so I might blue stuff mold that and make a gun out of putty. But the figures themselves, okay, this is something I wanted to talk about. Some of the sculpting on these guys is great, and other times it is really, really not so good. I found that the riflemen were all really good. One thing I would say is the bayonets are really, really fragile. They bend. I had these in cases, and even just in the case, they bent. So it might be the consistency of the metal they're using. I don't know. They size up compared to other 28mm figures. They are kind of small. They're kind of like Warlords, they're early like Finns and Italians and stuff. They're 28mm, but they don't have that heroic sort of like chunkiness to them. Some of the figures are a little bit disproportionate, and this is the one for sure. I think I've mentioned this in another video, but I'll just show you here real quick if I can get him down here. From this guy's waist to his shoulders, it looks like it's about a foot, about 30 centimeters, and it looks like he's got legs that are like, 1.5 meters. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, it's just proportionally weird. I mean, they're good figures on the table. They look okay. I'm happy with them. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, they're crap or anything like that. But and they were super easy to paint because there's only about 4 or 5 colors to do on them. Other than that, they're pretty straightforward. The basing I did is just my regular routine of dry brush, sand, and then I did some, I got some grass tufts here and there. Let's see, like on the officer, we've got a grass tuft. His buddy has a grass tuft. This is from a fish, like aquarium plant that I cut up. And then this is just some lichen, And the problem with this lichen, this shit is all over my case, man. You can see it here. It's just falling off. So when these goes into the cabinet, though, they'll look okay. They'll look fine. But yeah, that's the Army. I'm going to take some photos. I'll put them up. I've got to take some photos anyway, so I'll put them up, and you guys can check it out. And oh, the model airplane, I'll just talk about that. I hate model airplanes. I hate making model airplanes. I don't know why anybody would be into it, but there you go. What I did here, this is magnetized. I didn't even bother doing the bottom. That's how lazy I am. And this is a telescoping magnet. So I wanted to bring it up really high. You can, and it's just one of these things that the reason I bought this Zero or this plane is because I can take it off and put it there. I don't have to put the wheels on, and then I can use the this stand here for whatever any other plane. So it just makes it more versatile. So I'm going to show you some reference, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, here is the reference. It says at the top here, it says the Dai Nippon Teikoku Riku Kaigun, which means Imperial Japanese Army and Navy Uniforms and Equipment. I bought this book probably about 4 years ago at the War Museum in Tokyo, and it's full of stuff. I mean, I'll just show you a couple of the pages here real quick. You can see, that's about Sweden. There's all kinds of stuff in here. So it's got stuff from like the Russo-Japanese War, a lot of color plates, and then the propaganda posters. But what I wanted to show you was basically this. So I had this in here. We've got the Navy Paratroopers over here, the Kaigun, was it Rakuten, Kaigun Rakuten Buntai, and then over here we have the Rikugun Rakuten Buntai. So these are the ones that I did, the Army Paratroopers. I'm sorry for the glare, but it has some great photos, as you can see. So the Army list I made is for the raid on February 14th, 1942 in Sumatra. There's the flamethrower guy. And there's just some interesting, a lot of these photos, even if you look online, you're not going to find a lot of these photos. So these are from the archives from the museum itself. I'm sorry for the glare. I'll try to hold them up a bit better. And then it gets into more of the uniform stuff. And then here's an actual picture. It says Showa 17, which is 1942. It shows it's saying here they are. They're landing in Barampang, whatever, or Palongbang. Some name I can't say. And that shows them there they are, colorized. And then it gets into the uniforms. And so this was a really good reference for me. But I had to use a little bit of leeway with the colors and stuff like that because I wanted them to, they got to pop on the board. And then this stuff, I mean, there's not a lot you can really do with it. So there were no parachutes. So, but yeah, I found that book. I thought it was really interesting. I was happy that dead chuffed I had some reference. So, anyways, guys, that's it for me this time. I've got another project coming up for Bolt Action, which is an Allied Army. Hopefully I can get that done in about a month or so. I've finished off some stuff so that's not Bolt Action related that I'm going to put in my next video, hopefully next Saturday or next weekend. So just before I leave, drop you guys off for the drop off here, I should say, for this video. I just wanted two shout outs for some new channels that I've found recently. I'm going to put the links in below here. First one is Lucian George. He'd been commenting on some of my videos for a long while here, and then I found that he was actually, he just started recently putting up videos. He's only got about 15 subs or so. He's doing a lot of bolt action stuff. He's done some great work. The last one that I remember seeing, he did I want to call it the she-wolf and the werewolf from the Weird War line from Warlord Games. And he's done some other stuff too. He's doing some pretty cool bolt action German stuff. So go check him out. And the other one is Weird World War II. So Weird WW2. And the 2s are in Roman numerals. Yeah, he's in the States. And he's got some pretty cool battle reports he's doing and stuff like that. I think he's under 100 right now. So I found his channel through the I'm a Wargamer. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is cool. I got to give this guy a shout out. And then finally, I just wanted to say thank you to Gav Booth, who gave me a shout out, and thank you for the recognition. And as I'm getting up to 500, I also wanted to give a shout out to British Legion, because he gave me my initial shout out when I only had 10 subs many moons ago, and since then the channel's gotten bigger. So thanks very much, guys. I don't want to take any more of your time, so have a wonderful weekend. Keep those brushes moving, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.